Dzień dobry moi drodzy, z tej strony Max, a dzisiaj witam was w kolejnym odcinku z Genshina i ostatnim przy okazji z Liyue. Dzisiaj spróbuję zrobić wszystkie questy, aczkolwiek nie wiem, czy o czymś nie zapomnę, bo nie wiem jakim cudem, ale zapomniałem totalnie o jednym questie z Kazmo, kiedy robiłem te odcinki parę miesięcy temu. Ale w każdym razie, na razie znajduję się na statku, gdyż chcę sobie zaliczyć ten quest The Ocean Pearl, bo mi się tu nie chce przyłazić 50 000 razy, a nie pamiętam już co ja kliknąłem, że mi się ten quest rozpoczął, ale mi się rozpoczął i tak sobie trochę leżał. I wonder if Mr. Chow will be visiting today. Can you sort me out with an invitation letter? I'm afraid you've come to the wrong person. I'm just lowly attendant. I don't have the right to issue invitations. I must say, though, it's very unusual that you're able to be here without one in the first place. Most people who show up on board invited are promptly removed. Wyrzuceni za burtę? Were you hoping that somebody on board would issue you with an invitation letter? If so, you've got your work cut out for you. People don't typically dish out invitation to strangers. Tell you what, I will keep my eyes and ears peeled for any guests who might be willing to help you, but you've got to do something for me in return. O matko, co znowu? My lover's name is Xiaoxi? Nie wiem. We have made a pact that when next we met, he will take me away from here. But I have waited and waited and still I haven't heard anything from him. I also haven't the time to go ashore looking for him since I'm needed here on board. Could you deliver a letter to him for me and also see how he is faring? Alright, deal. Great, thank you. I'll be waiting here when you get back as long as you're quick. My throat. Here for the opera, are you? I'm terribly sorry, but I have an awful throat ache, so I probably won't be performing now. Then can I have an invitation letter instead? You still haven't got yours. I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do to help. I'm not a guest, they just booked me to come and sing here tonight. As soon as my performance is over, I have to leave. But my throat, I'm guessing my performance will be delayed for a while. How can I get hold of an invitation letter? Let me get this straight. You're looking to get somebody on board to issue you with an invitation letter? Well, a word of advice. Then, forget it. Nobody in this place is going to want to do that for someone they don't know. Sorry to be so blunt about it, but people just won't be willing to take such a risk when it's their own neck on the line. So we're here for a good time, I suppose, though somehow you don't quite look dressed for the occasion. I get it though, you want to see something new, meet some new people, and so on. Chances like this are few and far between. Well, I can't help you with the invitation letter, I might just have a way of helping you to stay on board legitimately. You will have to do something for me in return though. My throat is really quite sore right now. I need 3 Shinging flowers to make some soothing tea, but I haven't had the chance to leave the board. Can you fetch me? Sure, no problem. Fantastic, as soon as you're back, I will tell you on my idea. Mam już te kwiaty chyba, nie? Let me see, yep, those are the ones. My tutor swore by coś tam for a soft front. Here's hoping it works for me too. Right then, as discussed, I have now added your name to the list of performers in the opera troupe. That should tide you over at least for as long as I'm on board. Now's your chance, go get that invitation letter while you can. Why are you helping me? I know. I was in your position once back when I was still a student, desperate for opportunities to advance myself, show the world what I was capable of. Struggling along all of your own is not a good feeling. I'm only where I am today thanks to my tutor's assistance. And now that I've made it, it's my turn to give a little something back too. Anyway, I'll spare you the rest of my life story. I mentioned to Luxioa about putting on the performers list. She said she wants to see you. Don't worry, I explained everything. She won't give you any trouble. It seems that you still haven't found yourself an invitation letter. Not yet, but I will. You sound just like our boss, ever the optimistic. But there is no longer any need. Your efforts so far have already paid off. I heard all of you get near down by every guest you spoke to, but I also heard something else too. Ktoś tam is quietly asking all the staff on board about which guests they found the easiest to talk to and to strike up a rapport with. Meanwhile, coś tam has just added your name to her list of performers. She stressed that you're a last-minute addition and that I shouldn't be in a hurry to kick you off the board. Don't you find that music, the VIPs are quick to turn you away without a second thought, while as the regular folk crew are happy to lend you a hand? Make of it what you will. Anyway, you don't need to worry about getting an invitation letter anymore. The whole thing about sending you around begging for an invitation letter was just a little idea of our boss hand. In fact, he personally wrote you an invitation letter and handed it to me quite some time ago. But he said only to tell you about it once you had finished dealing with everything else. From here on out, you are free to come and go to the Pear Gallery as you please. Who's the boss? His name is Roran. You might well have met him before. Okay, I've told you everything I'm able to. You will be pleased to know that the next time you wish to visit the Prawie Galley, you won't need to take the railroad. We have a ferryman stationed at the harbor. His name is Toshtam. He takes people between the Prawie Galley and the shore. Just speak to him whenever you wish to visit. He is on the board at the moment. Let him know when you wish to return to shore. Gdzie on jest? You must be the new guest. If you want to go back to shore, just say the word. Dobra, to może return central this way, put your ferry, please. I on tu już tak na zawsze zostanie? I to był sposób, żeby dostać się do tej łódki, a ja zawsze z jakiegoś powodu brałem keję i robiłem most, a dlatego trzeba czytać questy, no tak. What would you two like? 3 servings of grilled tiger fish to go, please. You got it. Hang on for a moment, they will be ready soon. 3 servings? One for you and for Paimon? Who's the last one for? I was thinking we could go see Prawie? You mean gave us the 7-star lamps and sensor Prawie? Huh, that's right. He did say that he missed the taste of grilled tiger fish. But isn't he gone now? Even so we can still pay our respect. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's go see him then. The last time that we met Prawie there, the temple was in a pretty sad state and there were treasure hoarders in the area too. To się nic nie zmieniło. Let's hope that his statue hasn't been defaced. Your 3 servings of grilled tiger fish. Hold on to them now. Oh, those smell so nice. Come on, Archie Fox. Off to our next stop. Ciao! O matko, nawet nie wiedziałam, że on się tu pojawia. Why are you here? Are you here to see Prawie as well? I was just passing through. What are you two here for? We're here to see Prawie. But this place is in such a massive mess as last time. There's a temple here and a statue too. Why doesn't anyone come to maintain this place? Perhaps this place has been forgotten. How could people forget something like this? The Yakshas are heroes who defend Liyue harbor. Xiao, are you angry? No, the Yakshas did not perform their duty for any form of recognition. Let's not talk about this stuff right now. Grilled tiger fish first. And if you wanna have some Xiao, we can give you half of our share each. It's fine. Help me! Huh? Did you hear that? There, someone's coming for help. Let's go. Nie umiem imitować głosu Xiao totalnie. What about the grilled tiger fish? Payment hasn't eaten yet. Thank you, oh mighty Adeptus, thank you, mighty hero. Oh, what are the odds we meet again? You know us? Oh yes, Stan! How could I forget you? Jak ktoś tam, don't you remember me? Star Snatcher. Huh, what? What Star Snatcher? Please, let's not bring that up, not in front of the Adeptus. I was just getting ready to make an offering at the temple of the Yaksha Prawie. But not long after I entered the mountains, I was set upon by those treasure hoarders. Thank you for saving me. Wait a moment, what were you going to do to Prawie's temple? Were you planning to do something bad to his statue? No, I wouldn't dream of it. Then what were you planning to do? I wanted to restore the temple. My plan today was to examine the temple's current condition and arrange for the purchase of the appropriate materials. I never expected to be targeted halfway by treasure hoarders and forced to flee. But as I ran, I lost my way. As for the rest, you know what happened. Let's speak further at the temple. Right, this is hardly the place for conversation. Let's go to the temple first. We'll speak there. Go, I have other things to handle. Huh? You're leaving already? And he's gone. Typowy Xiao. This temple is in terrible state. Alright, mister, where did you suddenly get the idea to come and fix this temple? Well, that's a long story. Back when I was pretending to be an Adeptus, I gathered a lot of resources to help me keep on the act. But remember how I swore to do good after that Adeptus taught me a lesson? Well, after I returned, I was planning to destroy all those materials of mine. But then I had a thought. Rather than destroying all this information, wouldn't it be better to write up my code of charlatanry and share it with others? That way I can help others to see through scams and cheaters. To my surprise, the guidebook I wrote proved helpful to a lot of people. Even the Minister of Civil Affairs said that it was very useful. They even provided me with some additional scam countermeasures to add on the stuff that I'd written myself. To that end, they paid me a pretty hefty sum. Apart from that guidebook, I'm currently planning to write a book about the Vigilante Yaksha. Its suppose, of course, is to share the stories of the Vigilante Yaksha with as many people as possible. That way I'll be able to put the folklore knowledge I possess to good use. As for this temple to Prawie, I discovered it while I was completing material for this second book. I found sources saying that this temple was built by our forebears to remember the Yaksha Prawie. But I never expected to find the temple in such a state of disrepair. When I returned and thought about it, I decided to fund the repair of this temple from my own pocket. After all, I too was guided back to the right path by the adeptus. I suppose repairing this temple can be considered atonement for my previous wrongdoings? Sounds genuine enough. What do you think, Archifox? That said, you've tried to fool us before. But I gave all that up. I'm an upstanding citizen now. Didn't I swear to do that before that adeptus? Oh fine, think whatever you like. If you don't trust me, then come back once work has started, you will see. Zobaczymy, co tam kombinujesz. Spodziewałam się, że mi odepchnie Julę do tyłu. Ja dawno tu nie byłem, matko. Aha, już widzę kłopoty.
And one, and two, and down, and three, and...
To było prostsze niż się spodziewałem. Ja pamiętam, jakie ja miałem z tym problemy, jak pierwszy raz grałem w Genshina, ale nie ukrywajmy, jak ja pierwszy raz grałem w Genshina, to ja kompletnie nie miałam pojęcia w ogóle o co chodzi, na czym się skupić. The ruin gives Paimon the creeps, but this should be the end of it. And we got some treasure for our efforts too. We even got ourselves that ring. Let's go find someone who has an eye for antiques and see how much it sells for. Royal Flowers. Co to robi? Aha, to jest jakiś artefakt. Czy on jest chociaż wartościowy?
No tak średnio bym powiedział, tak średnio.
The Nine Pillars of Peace trochę mi się kojarzy z piosenką Sabatonu, ale to było Seven Pillars of Wisdom bodajże. Welcome to my humble shop. We have some new items in store if you would be so kind to take a look at them. Could you help us look at this antique? An antique? Well, you've come to the right person. I'd say that I'm first at evaluating such things in all of Liyue. Let's see it. Both the gemstone and the band are fine quality and it is very ancient, yet it is very well preserved, highly unusual. Still, I can say I've ever had the face disaster runs rampant through the world and all who live do so in agony. Never mind that, where did you find that ring? In a ruin near coś tam slow. You're far ahead at this, aren't you? Not many dare to go there to hunt for treasure. Were those ruins surrounded by 9 pillars with a stone tablet in the center by any chance? Don't look so surprised. I've heard many people who come to do business with me mention that place. They always say that such a large information must have been sort of treasured within. They even say that those pillars and that ruin were built by Liyue's forebears in order to quell conflict. But I suppose that's just a legend. After all, if 9 stone pillars could quell strife, this world would have been at peace long ago. To tak nie działa, ale okej. But regardless of whether this legend is true or not, this ring was found in that ruin and has to be related to that legend. It's got a name, a history to go with it, and it's of good quality too. It will fetch a fine price. Relax, I'm not going to ask how much you got in there, I just do business. Other matters are none of my concern. All in all, I'd say this ring is worth... Tyle, what do you say? No dobra, we have a deal. Bo co innego mam zrobić z tym pierścionkiem? Well, here's the money then. I will take the ring in exchange. If you ever pick up any other antiques that you would like to sell, feel free to come to me. Aha, no dobrze. It got away again. Stranger danger! What do you make of this fragment? A fragment? Let me see. Wow, I have no idea. I've never seen one of these before. Why don't you go ask Granny Roxin? Dlaczego od razu nie mogłem do niej pójść? Hello, traveler. Welcome to Qingshu village. I have this fragment. A fragment of... Found something curious, have you? Let me see. Huh, no wonder you can make head or tail of it. This isn't writing on here, it's a drawing. Long ago, before writing was invented, people recorded even with pictures. Look, this symbol here depicts the Qi, a legendary beast. It looks like the full symbol must have been very large and complex. This is only part of it, but it's enough for me to recognize it by... My guess is that this depicts the battle between the Geolord and the Qi, but it's hard to be more specific from just this one piece. If you had all the pieces, could you make sense of it? Oh, I don't know about that, no guarantee. But what I can guarantee is that without all the pieces, I centrally can't make sense of it. Watch me, I'll find the rest in no time. So much enthusiasm, I like that about young people. Given what this fragment is showing, I said that if you really want to find the other fragments, here's what you should do. According to the legend of the Geolord and the Qi, the battle took place at the Great Height. So you could try your luck on the mountaintops around here. Beyond that, there are many traces of battle in this area. Ruins would be a sensible place to look at. In every conflict, there is a losing side. The legend tells that after defeating the Qi, the Geolord instructed our forebears to erect Geo-statues to grant the Qi remains power. I'd guess you would have a higher chance of fighting things to do with the Qi in places with lots of Geo-statues. For example, there are many Geo-statues erected west of Qingshu village. It's said that's the very spot where the Geolord crossed the Qi. Maybe you will strike lucky over that way. Once you found all the fragments, bring them to me. I'll be waiting right here. Aha, czyli to jest kolejne takie zadanie. Długie.
What do we have here?
That makes 3 fragments we found, and it looks like they match up. So we just need to put them together and... Nope, it still makes no sense, Paimon. Guess we don't need to ask the locals after all, huh? I have some fragments. Let's see now why these fragments all fit together. See, here's the symbol for a Qi, and this Qi was defeated in a major battle. Afterward, it was pinned down in a deep place. What's a Qi? In the legends, the Qi was a dragon-like monster, and Mountain coś tam was once its lair. When Rex Lapis or Morax defeated it, the Qi's body twisted into rock, its blood turned into water, and its scales became the terraced fields. Do you see those sturdy trees near Qingshu village? Those are blood-fed trees said to have been nourished by the blood of the Qi. But a legend is a legend. After all, who would be able to find traces of the Qi today? What happened after that? After that, in order to see the corpse of the Qi and prevent it from engaging the world again, water was used to seal its corpse, and treasures were used to pin it in the center of the world. The rest of this is... Nie umiem tego przeczytać, więc... Does the Qi corpse still exist? I'm afraid that other than Lex Lapis, no one else knows the answer to that question. So, young one, do you think that the things recorded on these 3 fragments are true? Well, it's not a bad thing for a young person to bamble around it. But if you really want to pursue your research according to the converse to this fragment, then and say that the place you're looking for must have something to do with water. Not only that, but it must also be water whose entrance can be blocked. This is a waterfall? Let me think. Come to think of it, there is a sizable waterfall north of Qingshu village. I wonder if it has something to do with that vault. Well, that's all I know. As for the rest, you will have to mull it over yourself. Dobrze, Sezamie, otwórz się. The stone gates are tightly shut and there are 3 strange grooves on the sword. Perhaps they're the key to opening the gate. Aha, no to dobra, już myślałam, że to chodzi zaraz już jeszcze o coś innego. Ciekawe. Dobra, a teraz czeka mnie wyścig z czasem? Albo i nie, bo się spodziewałem, że Ruingardy teraz wstaną. Ej, Esunia to było, Jezu. So that's it? But what about our monster corpse? And our treasure? Surely a place this big can be completely empty, and think of all the effort we've put into this. Shall we give it another once over just to be sure? Ja chcę pozbierać te rzeczy, co tu powypadały z nich wszystkich. Ale naprawdę, to było prostsze. Ja pamiętam, jak ja failowałem. jak to robiłem za pierwszym razem. Ale to też w sumie no, jest kwestia tego, że no, musiałem ogarnąć, co się robi w Genshinie, jak ja naprawdę zbierałem tyle artefaktów. Pamiętam, że kiedyś miałem taki moment, że miałem nazbierane tyle artefaktów, że dosłownie miałem już limit. I dopiero wtedy, nie pamiętam jak to był rok, chyba, nie wiem, 2021? I nawet nie pamiętam w którym, chyba dopiero, nie wiem, 2020 może? Coś przed, ogarnąłem jak działają artefakty, więc trochę mi zajęło. You're back, so did you find anything? We found a whole bunch of treasure hoarders outside. Treasure hoarders? Did you chase them off? Do slow down, no good. Crooks always honking about, they're so annoying. It's high time someone taught them a lesson. And there was nothing inside? No matter at all. There is nothing wrong with a bit of extra running around while you're so young enough to handle it. Here, these are for you. You've been out and about all day. Go buy something nice to eat and rest your legs a bit. So there was nothing inside. That's good. Ja wiem. Ja nie wiem jakim cudem kompletnie u tego Kediva, czy jakkolwiek on się nazywa, zapomniałem wziąć jeszcze tego trzeciego questa. Ja nie wiem, totalnie mi to wyleciało z głowy. O matko. What a curious geological environment we're in now. I'm sure I can outdo the research goals set by Academia this year. Oh, traveler, what's up? Gdzie to jest? Aha, about the strange object by the water. Huh? Have you placed it by the water? How's it? Did anything special happen? A geovishap showed up. A geovishap? It turned into a geovishap in the water? Oh, you mean that it didn't turn into a geovishap, but rather attract one over? My heart almost stopped there. If it really had turned into a geovishap, my whole worldview would have been shattered. So what exactly is that thing? The answer is simple. How should I put it? Well, why don't you tell me first if there anything special about that geovishap? Did it say wield hydro? Something like that? That's about right. The geovishap is probably able to use hydro. The groundwater in the chasm contains dense hydro energies. As such, certain high concentration spots have become the nurturing grounds for the water-like object that you fished up. The geovishap and other water-loving creatures in the chasm too has increased its power by feeding on these water deeps that are rich in hydro. So that thing is just some water with rich in hydro elements. Just some water with, huh? Yep, water with, only that it contains exceedingly dense hydroelemental energy. You don't usually find it in ordinary environments unless some immense pure power has altered the source of the water. Forget it, this water witch. It could turn into sentient elemental beings one day. You know what? This would make a fine research topic. Okay, good for you. Let's get to the serious topic. You've done me a big favor the past few days. Chyba miesiącach. I really don't know how I can repay you. Considering our amicable collaboration so far, it wouldn't be enough to pay you with Mora. Actually, if you insist, be serious. Am I so vulgar as to humiliate you with mere gold? Ja bym się ucieszył. Wouldn't that be a sheer insult to you? Here, take this letter. If you ever run into any trouble or need some help in your future journey in Sumeru, bring it to the house of Purbiruni. We'll spare no effort in helping you. Connections are far more precious than gold. Nie wydaje mi się, znaczy po części może prawda, ale jednak no pieniądze. This Sumeru saying Greek's quite true. We will disturb the who did the crowd and I see that you have also come very foot again. Alright, then speak, you have my za szybko to leci. Chwila, uno momentu. Dobrze, chodźmy do Cloud Detainer znowu. State your business at once. Once has a married matters to which one must attend. Waste not the valuable time of an adeptus. I just wanted to see how you're doing. Your business is a novel one. You simply came to wish me well and do not fulfill a wish of some other nature? Very well, so be it. Mortals might work in a mysterious way. I have no interest in attempting to understand them. Since you are so demonstrably idle at present, would you care to do me a small favor? Once upon a time when I had made a modest breakthrough in my mechanical studies, I built for myself a dwelling in the clouds suspended in the air. This dwelling in the clouds was built principally from playthroughs supported by a multiple of other ingenious features. In fact, its most marvelous feature of all was... Never mind, you would not understand even if I explained it. After construction of the dwelling in the clouds was complete, I left the blueprints there. I also added a seal, thinking that one of true affinity with the blueprints might eventually obtain them, but no, to this day the seal stands. It now seems a needless bother to me to have the blueprints stored there. Perhaps you can retrieve them from the dwelling in the clouds for me. Sure! Such enthusiasm, then do not delay. Deliver them to my abode when you have found them, for that is there. I shall be waiting for you. Okay. She won't even bother. Zawsze mam wrażenie, że ja tu po prostu spadnę w którymś momencie. O tym mówiłem, że spadnę, nie? I see you have obtained the blueprints now. Hand them to me forthwith. Okej. Czyli znowu wchodzimy do domeny? Aha, czyli tym razem bez żadnych zagadek? Dobra, jednak będą zagadki. O, nareszcie, dzień dobry. These are indeed the blueprints for my dwelling in the clouds. One is most pleased. You still haven't said what you're gonna... Must you continue to question me? Very well, consider you didn't make an offering. One has heard of the sentient giant chamber that hangs in the air above Liyue, built by mortal hands. One has also heard that the monster develops above all else and have on this basic proceeds to declare that said chamber is without parallel in all the world. Such are limits of mortal comprehension that they fail to fathom the genius of the adepti. Jade Chamber, my foot, a glimpse of the most trivial of my mechanical accomplish would reveal the Jade Chamber to be an utterly tedious and monotonous piece of work. Sore loser, Mash. Nonsense, I am no loser, nor am I afflicted with sores. I merely pity the foolish. These mortals blind to adepti ingenuity, bedazzled by the crowdest of craftsmanship. I fear that this will cause mechanics among the mortals to develop in a woefully mistaken direction. It falls to me to point them down the right path. The matter at hand is concluded. Leave at once. Dobrze, a skrzynkę dostanę chociaż? Nie? No dobrze. Widzę, że budowa już wrze. This is turning into quite the project. You're really fixing this place, huh? Oh, it's you. I mean, I did say that I was an upstanding citizen now, didn't I? I must say, though, it's a much bigger project than I originally thought. The designer I brought in to plan the new temple got really fired up the moment I told him that this was a Yaksha's temple. Not only did he draw up sheet after sheet of plans, he even dragged me off to buy materials. If he was a few decades younger, I bet he'd insist on working on this himself. I recall that this area wasn't a safe bet. No, treasure hoardery... Nie wiem, co tu jest jeszcze. Chyba w sumie tylko głównie oni. You mean how the surrounding area is full of monsters and treasure hoarders? You needn't worry. Once they got wind that I was praying at Yaksha's temple, the Minister of Civil Affairs assigned some millilith to help with security. They've more or less chased all the nearby monsters away. As for the treasure hoarders, they seem to be lying low now that the millilith are here. Nic dziwnego. However, the volume of work required to fix this temple has really exceeded my expectations. Turns out we didn't prepare enough materials, so we've had to order in more supplies from the city. And while those treasure hoarders probably wouldn't make a move at the work site itself, they might lie in ambush along the delivery route to steal the materials along the way. I wtedy wchodzimy my. The millilith can hold the work site, no problem, but if the delivery gets attacked by treasure hoarders, there's no way they'd be able to respond in time. Could I ask you for a favor from you? I know how skilled you are. Those treasure hoarders are definitely no match for you. Could you go and teach them a lesson and dissuade them from disturbing our work? I will do it. Nie, ale ta druga opcja dialogowa była po prostu bez sensu. Jakby czemu się nie spytać tej straży, bo oni muszą, nie wiem, stać tutaj i pilnować tego, żeby ktoś nie przyszedł i nie zrujnował świątyni znowu. Thank you so much. Jakby... To jest chyba właśnie mój najmniej ulubiony aspekt Genshina, że te odpowiedzi właśnie, one są takie jednoznaczne, w sensie faktem są ubrane innymi słowami, ale no nie zmienia to faktu, że sens jest taki sam. Please stop, we've lost, please spare us. Don't come near their place in the future. Yes, but dare I ask what we've done to offend you? Nie wiem, po prostu samym egzystowaniem? Did you find some treasures in this area by any chance? We're rebuilding a temple nearby. Rebuilding a temple in the middle of these mountains? You relate the story of the temple restoration project. There's a temple commemorating an adeptus here? Wait a minute, could it be that old house? Boss, we did sell a statue of bird while we were resting there previously. That's Prawie, one of the Yakshas. Huh? Boss, did you really offend an Adeptus? Stop talking nonsense, we didn't know, so that didn't count. Oczywiście. It was ignorance. I don't think the Adeptus will judge us, right? Anyway, thank you for telling us of the reparation being done on the temple. We apologize for our previous ignorance and rudeness. We will go back and tell the others to give the temple a wider berth. Boss, shouldn't we go there and light a few sticks of incense to apologize to the Adeptus? Hey, why did you become such a tackle? Come on, let's go. A już mi się pomyliły w ogóle, kto z jaką intonacją powinien mówić. Hello there, were there treasure holders about? You tell Wang Piang about the treasure holders. Ah, so they left, that's good. Is there anything else I can help you with? Thank you for your kindness, but you've already helped me so much, it wouldn't be right. But if you're willing, it would help if you could find us some sandbar wood. You can consider your official contribution to repair work. This is a good deed after all. A little personal participation might bring you some good fortune. I'll go to get it for you. Alright, just bring the sandbar wood you find straight back to... Przecież wiem, co mam zebrać, nie trzeba mi powtarzać 5 razy. Masz, nawet z nadwyżką ci mogę dać. Alright, I'll take this sandbar wood timber. The temple will take a while more to repair, so I'll remain here for the time being. If you have the time, you can come by and check on things. Okay, czyli sobie jeszcze chyba poczekam. Oh, just my luck. I'm not gonna tell any more stories today. Not today, I swear it. What's going on? This tiny little stage is really annoying me. It's been poorly maintained for decades. It squeaks out the lightest touch. I've long told our boss, ktoś tam, that it indeed to be replaced, but he would always brush me off saying that he couldn't find a good carpeting to do the job. Today, when I was telling the story of the wharf of Quanshan, it would make that infernal squeak with every pose I would strike. Nothing could have killed the mood more effectively. Nieważne. Everyone present burst out laughing and some even made fun of me for it. I fed up with it. I must bring a good comforter to see fun kogoś tam, that we will see what other excuses he can come up this time. You're from the Adventurers Guild, right? Can I just directly ask you to find a carpenter for me? Who should I look for? Oh, my bad, you don't look like you're from around here. How can I expect you to know where to find a good carpenters? Well then, how about you go to the Xingshu village and look for Master Lu at Fan Carpenters? He's known for good skills. Please ask him if he is willing to help me. He can send a apprentice if he's not available. Any carpenter from Fanyu Carpenters can manage the job, and if they build it right, that means we can finally have a benefit stage for Miss Yun. Ha! I'm such a genius with this reasoning that I could just came up with. I don't see how jego chef could say no to this time. Just rest assured, as long as you bring the carpenter here, you'll be paid in full. Got it? Then I'll be counting on you. I'm in the tea house every day. Come to me when you find our carpeting. Okay. What's the hurry, young man? Would you like to sit down and have a cup of tea? There's something. You explain Liu Xiu's request to Master Lu. Oh, it's not difficult to build a new stage, but I'm afraid I can help. Liyue Harbor is too far away. No one will be taking care of Fanyu Carpenters if I go. What's more, I'm too old to travel this far. It would take a toll on my fragile bones. Guess I can kiss that commission free goodbye then. Hang on a second, since you've traveled all the way here, why don't I recommend someone capable to you? Although he's not yet my apprentice, I've been considering the possibility of accepting him. Master Lu, I'm almost done with the 4 chairs that the village had wanted, but I ran out of wood for the last chair. Czy znowu muszę przynosić drewno? Dave, thank you for helping out in the village. Speak of the devil, I was about to say that Danyu can handle your requests as well. Do you have a job for me? But I'm not yet Master Liu's apprentice, so I can't represent Fanyu Carpenters. Calm down there, they came from Liyue Harbor and want us to build a new stage for Heyu Tea House. Oh, you want us to build a stage? Us means me and Master Lu. Did you hear that Granny Roxin? Yes, I did. Master Lu, Dayu really wants to be your apprentice. He only follows you around at Fanyu Carpenters when there are so many other choices. He's a diligent and kind boy. It's time you to give the nod. Got it. I've already asked him to take jobs on my behalf. I think I've made myself quite clear. Thank you, Master. Dayu, the first job I'm going to officially send you on is to build a stage for a Heyu Tea House. Do your best and make me proud. Piece of cake, I've worked for the carpenter who built the stage for the Jade Chamber. Don't be so proud yet, the stage of Heyu tea house has lasted for decades. You gotta build a sturdy one for them too. Oh, so this is all for ktoś tam tea house? How has he managed to never replace his tiny stage for so long? I will take the job then. Let me finish the last chair in the set and I will come with you. I'm sorry that you will have to wait a bit. I need 3 pieces of pine wood for the last chair. I'm going to collect some. We can't wait. Well, if you don't want to wait, then you will have to magically produce 3 pieces of pine wood right here, right now. Got it. So we really can't do that. Then could I trouble you bring me 1 red dye? Ile ty tego chcesz? Ja chcę. Now wait a minute. Don't get so worked up. A great peasant like you must have a greater heart. Ja mam nadzieję, że to wszystko, co ty będziesz chciał ode mnie. Here they are. Dayu busies himself making the chair. The last chair is finished. Here you are, Granny Roxanne. Now time to head to the tea house. Take care, Master. I'll be back in few days. Alright, be safe. Well then, if I leave now, I'll reach Liyue Harbor by tomorrow evening. See you at the tea house then? Skoro i tak muszę trochę czekać, to przynajmniej sobie zobaczę, jak ta kaplica wygląda. No, ładnie, ładnie. The temple's looking the part now. It is, yes. Oh, you've got impeccable timing, haven't you? The repairs have just been completed and I've just finished playing the labors. I didn't think that it would cost this much more. I've more or less sunk all my earnings into this place. But anyway, the important thing is that the temple has been rebuilt. Would you like to offer some incense? I make a point of getting a new censer made. Sure. Take this incense 6, the censer now is over here. Over there. Złóżmy zatem coś. Aldon, how do you feel? Pretty good. Wonderful. I hope that there will always be incense alight in this temple. I will remain here for a while. This is a quiet spot, perfect for my compilation work. I need to get those materials that I gathered sorted out and continue to compile my book about the vigilant Yaksha. If you have the time, you can drop by this temple and check on things. If you ever want to offer incense, just get some from me. I'd actually love to do repairs to the surrounding area as well. The path needs repaving with fences on either side and we should have a flower bed nearby. Ten się jak zmienił nagle. What do you mean? Don't tell me that you're still arguing amongst yourselves. Oh, I get it. Mr. Liyue wants to build a new stage, but he doesn't get to make the skull here. Ktoś tam who's actually in charge isn't keen on building something new. Fine. Just let me know when you do have things sorted out. I've just had a tiring trip and would like to get some rest while waiting. This is just great. Nowa scena jest dla zarządu. So, our trip is a waste in the end. Be patient, let me try talking to him again. If you don't want to spend a small sum of money on the stage, you will lose a big fortune in the future. Just think about it. Every time Miss Yoon gives her marvelous pearl flourish performance, the audience will hear the squeak of the stage before they even get to applaud. Isn't that simply embarrassing? The Yunhan Opera Troupe isn't obliged to perform at our tea house. They could go somewhere else if they're displeased. That would be a huge loss on our side. Miss Yoon is a dear friend. She would never do that to me. Are you sure about that? You're quite an optimistic, aren't you? But I heard that many people have chosen to go third round knockout instead of our tea house lately. Iron Tongue Tian has gotten even more popular than me. Could you try to be a little more realistic? With all the money Miss Yoon has earned for the tea house, don't tell me that you can't even afford to build a new stage. Did someone just call my name? Oh, it's you, Mr. Liyue. You look angry. What happened? Czemu ona tu jest? Dlaczego ona w tym questie występuje? It's nothing. I'm not angry, actually. Well, are you here to perform today? I'm just here to have some tea and pay you and ktoś tam a visit. If it isn't Archeo, folks. What a surprise. I'd say it's fate. I'm not at all surprised. Miss Yoon certainly knows the art of conversation. Conference, I have some newly made tea from coś tam village. Let's brew a pot. When I was downstairs, I heard that you are going to rebuild the stage, so this day has finally come? This will need a bit more consideration. Oh, a bit more consideration? Tak, i teraz przyjdzie Yunjin, obrończyni wszystkiego i nagle się okaże, że chłop stwierdzi, że dobra, budujemy nową scenę. Speaking of which, do you know who I visited today? You can just directly tell me that you went to see Roxanne again. Good guess, Granny Roxanne was asking about Liyue tea house and I told her that everything was the same as when she was young. Then she said... What did she say? Oops, I forgot what she said. You seem to have a good memory, but why does it have to fail on this particular day with something so important? Forget it, she'll be happy with things remaining as they were. Young people are always after new things and have little respect for the past. Tak, było nas 11, wszyscy mieszkaliśmy w jeziorze, nikt nie narzekał. All you know is for seeming to rebuild the stage. The more I explain, the more you will find me annoying. Please don't get mad. Let's have a tea and I shall brew some Archaeophagus and Mr. Liyue. Could I trouble you to bring me some more tea? Jak już jestem zmuszony do współpracy z nią. Miss Yoon, I was wondering why you refused to build a new stage despite all its benefits. Now I see why, thanks to your clever choice of topic. I understand his nostalgia. Yes, I really do, but I didn't expect him to have held on to that for decades. Now we know the reason behind it. I don't get it. This is a known story, but since you're involved, I guess it won't hard to tell you. Ja tu robię większość rzeczy, więc nie wiem, miło było, gdybyś mnie zaangażowała. Used to be an opera singer when he was young, and he often performed together with Granny Ruxin. They would usually play a couple, perhaps wanted it to be real. Aha, okay. But Granny Ruxin had feelings for someone else. Ooh, friendzone. Later she grew tired of stage performance and then decided to go to the village with the one she loved. But that person didn't make it with Granny Ruxin, leaving her to live alone in the village ever since. Knowing that I often visit her, would ask me about her from time to time. I can tell that he still cares for Granny Ruxin. He sees the stage as a symbol of their past and thus doesn't want to tear it down. Since the stage means so much to, he's not gonna let us build a new one. Guess all our efforts are wasted. That's not necessarily the case. I have way to change his mind. I can fix him. Give me some time, Mr. Liyue. Really, as long as the stage gets repaired, I'll be in your debt, Miss Yoon. I won't ask you for much. Please tell Ring of Raining Bells to its very end. Archaeophagus, you can join me if you want. Somehow you're very different than usual. Our tea house has collaborated with the Yunhan opera troupe for decades. Miss Yoon would naturally feel more approachable around us. No problem, I'll make some time and tell the story just for you. Alright, now that we've finished the tea, it's time to take two. Ja naprawdę staram się trzymać język za zębami i też, nie wiem, aż tak powiedzmy, nie pluć na Yunjin. When we were drinking tea, I suddenly remembered what Granny Ruxin told me. Oh, what did she say? She said, always loves to make things difficult to himself, if it's all about it. She truly understands me. But it seems that she doesn't miss the old stage. I'm the only person who can let go. What a fool was I to be so obsessed with the stage. Aha, czyli tak, po prostu chłop zmienił zdanie, nie? I can fix him, tylko że wersja biedna. Alright, you can rebuild it as you want. It's a touching thing to have kept that stage for so many years. I don't find it foolish at all. Please don't think of it that way. The stage must be rebuilt, but we mustn't damage what it wants to preserve in memory. So you finally made your decision? Great, I'll start working right away. Here, take a look at my blueprint. The grand stage on the day chamber was built based on it. According to this design, we need to tear down the walls on the two sides and... Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think we need to repair the stage instead of building something entirely new. So the problem is caused by the squeaky wood floor. Why don't we repair the floor first? Tak, bo nagle Yunjin nie dość, że zna się na sprawach międzyludzkich, to jeszcze na budowlance. As for the rest, we can talk about it later. What do you think, Mr. Liyue? So long as the stage won't affect performance, I have no objection to Miss Yoon and arrangements. Huh, is that all you want? So you don't need me to build a new stage? I agree, Miss Yoon's idea is a good one. Jezu, nie. Imagine po prostu targać chłopa przez no całkiem spory kawał, nie? Od tej wioski i po czym nagle przychodzi laska i mówi wiesz, jednak budowanie nowej sceny będzie nam potrzebne. Jednak zmarnowaliśmy twój czas. As it happens, we don't need to buy the planks. We can find some at the docks. May I trouble you to bring me the planks, Archaeophagus? I'll pay you for everything in full later. That works for me. Alright then, leave everything to me. On też jest załamany, jakby same hopie. These planks will do. I'll start right away. Nice, the stage has been repaired. Nothing seems to have changed at all. Young man, since you've traveled all the way from village to here, how much should I pay you? I thought it'd be a big job, yet I only had to repair a few planks. That wasn't my trouble. I'm new in this line of jobs, so I must have too much. 2 means worth of more I would do. That make 8,000 in total? This is a fair price. Goodbye, I can only offer 200... Naprawdę, duże pieniądze są dla zarządu, dla robotników nie ma nic. What? Why don't you just ask me to do it for free? This is for you. He has a 50-50 principle, you know. Well, it means 50% off first and then 50% off again and making it 75% off in total. It's rather economical. Oh my, your boss is really stingy. You only repaired a few planks. It will only offer 2,000, not a single more. Czy to ma być typowe przedsiębiorcza? Guess I'll have to take it since this is my first commission. Chłopie, nie ceń się tak nisko. Remember to put in a good word for family carpenters of your audience. You can count on me. And my young friend here, thanks to you too, you'll be handsomely paid. Też połowa? How about this blueprint? Look at all the details. It must be worth a fortune. Tak, 3 kropki. To run a tea house, I have to pinch pennies here and there. And Miss Yoon, you solved a problem for me on your visit. How should I thank you? That won't be necessary. I'm glad that I was able to help. I had wanted to invite Xinyan to go a rock and roll performance. Oh, you need me to do some explaining for you while you go to the show, right? Don't say that. I just haven't seen my friend Xinyan for some time and miss her very much, that's all. If the people from the Yunhan Opera Troupe ask about my whereabouts, please... Got it. I have the answer already. Oh, you're asking about Miss Yoon. She came to visit Xinyan and they did embroidery together. That's what I am gonna tell them. Do you like this one? Yes, I do. Then it's decided. No, świetnie, to jeszcze teraz będziemy oszukiwać innych. Wow, Yunji, niesamowite. Nie pamiętam, o co chodziło w Share Not Your Treasures, ale skoro daje primogemy, to znaczy, że jest jakiś tam, nie wiem, ważny. This whole thing about the bonfire granting wishes is utterly nonsense. Though the treasures buried underneath are genuine, both said I should leave the slip of paper where I found it and just wait nearby. People are born to fall for it, and as soon as the fire lights up, a very lucrative stroke of genius, this one. That said, there's more treasure here than I can move all in one go. Both said I should first bury it on the highest peak in coś tam slope. There's a big old withered tree on top of the mountain. I'm sure she can miss it. No i cyk. Jest. Aha, to było proste? I to tyle? Ja myślałem, że jak są primogemy, to będzie, nie wiem, przyjść, podnieść, pozamiataj. Ja nie wiem czemu, ale przez chwilę mi się wydawało, że ten klucz wypadnie z któregoś z Treasure Huntersów, jakby za dużo Skyrima. Thank you so much, I thought I was truly finished. The group of treasure hoarders had been following me this entire time. Czy ty jesteś z Sumeru? Just as I had finally made some progress in my research and was thinking that it might be nice to find the treasure here and take it back with me, the treasure hoarders invited my camp, not me, and brought me here. They kept questioning me to the treasure's location and threatened to take my life if I refused to tell them. But I had to tell them just like that, it really would have been the end of me. I should listen to Soraya. She always insists that archaeologists like us should be focused on academic results instead of treasure. But I only get this much funding. A few essays won't be enough to break even on my travel expensive. No, taki los pisarza, nie? No chyba, że jest, nie wiem, kimś bardzo popularnym. I can't for the life of me say how Soraya's managed to stay in Liyue by herself for all this time. Just looking at her pile of rejected manuscripts make me feel exhausted. What do you plan to do now? Well, what else? I finished gathering my research materials out for the treasure. Well, you can have it. I'm not repeating the convoluted thought process that brought me here. All you need to know is that the treasure is buried underneath that giant golden tree in the middle of Lingri Pass. Take it if you want. I'll write its description down for you so you don't forget. I will rest for a while and then I will head back to my camp to gather up my things. I have to get out of here as soon as possible, lest more treasure hoarders come here. I have no idea how long it will take to get from here to Wangshuin. I can only hope that Soraya hasn't already left by the time I get there. If only Soraya could be my tutor. Nie no, proste są te zagadki, szczerze powiedziawszy, jak się je czyta, nie? Nie tak jak co ja robiłem na początku Genshina, że po prostu tylko wszystkie dialogi, ja potem byłem w ogóle bardzo confused. No i prosta skrzynka, prosty skarb i prosty quest. Aha, no i nice treasure. Też pamiętam, że chyba dało się komuś dać... how I'm going to feed it. What's the matter? I'm wondering how to feed the puppy that I met earlier. Granda said before that the city was in too much of a mess and he wouldn't let me go feed it. Although he says that everything's fine in the city now, he's been too busy to take me there. We haven't fed the puppy for so long. I hope it hasn't started yet. Grandad said that puppies can find food for themselves, but I'm worried. Could you help me go to the city gate and feed my puppy? Gotcha. Yay, thanks. What should I feed it? Grandad usually prepares the doggy food, but it's fall, I think. Then could you help me get a portion of fall to feed our puppy with? Czyli to jest nasz pies. Please hurry, I don't want it to serve. Have you fed our puppy yet? It should have eaten its fill. Thanks you so much, sir. Here, this is for you. I saved it up myself just to thank you. Grandad should be here in a few days to make me go feed it. Dobrze, co chce Iwanowicz? I believe these documents should be in order. What's the matter? Oh, so it's you. Well, you've seen what happened in Liyue Harbor earlier, yes? It gave us all quite a fright. I thought the city might be in a mess for a while longer, but order was restored very quickly. The old Chishing are quite something indeed. But whether it was stabilize the situation or otherwise, the Ministry of Civil Affairs has released a whole slew of new bulletins and regulations. I wish to continue doing business here, so I've been out and about these few days, treading my way through a deluge of paperwork, administrative procedures, and submitting all the applications that the regulation require. But Claire Gizao said that I also need to apply for a new business permit and told me to stay tuned for any more announcements. I've been running around for several days now. There are a few processes I've yet to finish, but I really don't have any energy left to spare to check the bulletins. Traveler, could you please help me check the bulletin board and see if there's any news on the new business permits? I've got it. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I'm just all tired out right now. I know it's not fair to work, but administrative work always makes me feel doubly exhausted. Zrozumiałe. If you see any new related to the new business permits, copy them down and pass them to me. I'm counting on you. Ale z tą tablicą teraz mi się przypomniało, że pamiętam, jak kiedyś grałem z przyjaciółką właśnie w Genshina. To był jakoś tak, nie wiem, 2021. I tu gdzieś w Liyue jest taka mała tabliczka z ogłoszeniem o zaginionym psie. I pamiętam, że ona się mnie czegoś tam pytała, jak tam, nie wiem, zdać jakiegoś questa, nie? I ja chciałam jej powiedzieć, wciśnij V. I zamiast wciśnij V, powiedziała, wciśnij psa. Tak to jest, jak się próbuje skupić na dwóch rzeczach naraz. Ach, the J Chamber, to think that it could truly be rebuilt. What are you doing over there? Ah, it's you. Well, I'm currently thinking about how to clear out the flotsam out there in the ocean. You remember how the J Chamber crashed and was completely destroyed, right? It left a ton of floating wreckage in its wake. The Ministry of Civil Affairs organized several rounds of cleanup, but those tiny pieces have proved all but impossible to clear away. Now the J Chamber has been rebuilt, and yet you can still find flotsam coming in on the ties now and then. That's really turning into a problem for us. Our superiors have been chasing us to finish the cleanup faster. Our surgeon said that I could look for some people to help out, but seriously, who would want to do this job anyway? But well, you know, if you've got the time, could you give us a hand with the cleanup efforts? You can count on me. Thanks, you're a big help. I'm afraid that I'm not particularly adept in the water. Spoko, ja mam doświadczenie w pływaniu. It never rains, but it pours. What's the matter? After that huge incident at the rite of Descension, the streets have been filling up with millilith. The tension in the air hangs over us like a shroud. Our doors aren't closed, but you know as well as do I how Liyue often does business with other nations and how many people from every nation live in our city. They've brought us prosperity and a fair amount of cultural exchange too. But this incident has caused many such people to be very ill at ease. I've been making preparations to try and calm people down, but with this situation as it is, I don't know where to begin looking for people good at international relations. No, ja się na pewno znam. Wait a moment, Traveler, you've been to many different parts of the world already, haven't you? You must be good at speaking to people from other nations. Could I trouble you then to help me calm some of our wisdom? I will give this a try. Well then, please do. I really have no one else to turn to. This is the thing on Slow Business. Below you can find community news and shop advertising posted here. Please do not post unimportant matters. Let's look for news about new business permit applications. If you should wish to apply for a new business permit, you're required to undertake the following procedures. This should be the new business permit that Ivanovich wants to apply for. Let's copy the procedure down. Dobra, skoro już tu jestem. It's just like they say, no matter how hard you work, there's always more to do. Something the matter? Now that the crisis has passed, things in the city have been gradually returning to normal. I thought that we would be able to take it a little easier once it was all over. Little that I know that on top of our usual guard duty and other day-to-day work, they'd have us helping out in other departments from time to time too. All these little things add up to mean that we've actually busier than ever. I was called to help collect and organize some incoming paperwork, and then I had to patrol the city and settle an escort request from a merchant come around. And on top of all that, just a few days ago we received a report that there have been intermittent earthquakes near Nantium. We've sent someone to investigate, but they found everything to be completely normal. That doesn't mean we can afford to lower our guard though. This is an earthquake we're talking about. So we are still sending people to check on the area every so often. Unfortunately, however, we are very short-handed at the moment. Traveler, if you have the time, would you mind heading over to Nantiamen and taking a look for me? Sure. Thank you very much. I must be off duty calls. Why this camera contraption captures quite the nice images. It seems camera? Yes, we recently imported a new project from Fontaine. It's supposed to be very popular over there at the moment. It's a device that, well, you press a button and it makes an image on a piece of paper. They're calling it a camera, I must say. I'm having quite a lot of fun with it. Have you heard of such a device? I think I might have. Really? Oh, well, I suppose I should have expected you to be more knowledgeable than me as traveler. Our young master has also taken a great liking to his camera. He's convinced that it will sell very well. But given that this would be the first sale of this device, we don't have any guarantee that it'll be a success. As such, we've decided to run a trial event where citizens can come and have a free photograph taken first. To our surprise, it was rather well received. Quite a few people offered to pay a small fee for us to bring the camera to them and take a picture. Some people also requested that we have the image framed and mounted and deliver it to them, but the number of people coming to us to have their picture taken is now growing by the day. I had intended to discuss this situation with the young master, but he's been gone for several days now. In the meantime, we don't want to neglect our customers, so we've been doing our best to attend to everyone who comes to have their picture taken, but there are so many people now that are we struggling to keep on of demand. Traveler, could you do me a favor and deliver these two pictures to our customers? I will see them. You have my thanks truly. There should be names on the back of these. I must have forgotten to write them down in a hurry. I'm sorry, but you will have to try and find them based on the picture. They're very clear, so you should be able to identify where you need to go at a glance. Again, thank you. I apologize, but I must send to other matters. So, did you find the bulletin concerning the permit? I've copied it down. Wonderful, let me have a closer look. Exit permit, business premises and safety certifies an old business permit. That's fine. I got this document signed a few days ago and that was an endurance run and a half. Traveler, could you help me submit each of these documents in return as well? That said, there might be a lot of people looking to submit theirs as well. The exit permit must go to Nervous Anne first, then the business premises and safety certificates have to be handed into a military soldier named Jiai. Finally, the old business permit needs to be given to Clerk Zhao. Please help me hand this in, Traveler. I will be sure to arrange adequate compensation for you. Sure. I really hope this is the end of all the procedures. Same here. Well, you probably won't ever have to do so again, but as for me, I will have to do it again at some point if I want to do business here. These methods do provide a center sense of security, yes, but I do wish they could be further simplified. Sister, we should just head back to Mondstadt. Oh, come on now, just eat any at Shongan Chop surely next time. No, I wasn't talking about that. I mean, maybe I was a bit, but the main thing is what happened at the rite of decision. Just think about it, sis. It was like one of those big ceremonies the church holds in Lord Barbados' honor. But if something like that could happen during such a ceremony, you're in Liyue safe. We should head back to Mondstadt post-haste. Liyue is pretty safe. You see, Jerry, I'm not the only one saying it. There's also this... you're the honorary knight? I heard of you. You took a storm terror. See, Jerry, take it from the honorary knight. Liyue is a safe place, so let's continue to exert our pursuit of governance for food in peace. Even if you say so, what if Liyue is full of these frightening dishes like Zhongyang chop suey? Come on! Liyue is full of famous cuisine. You just haven't found one that suits your preference yet. I'm sure that thing they call jade parcels will be more to your taste. Let's go try that next. But with Liyue in such a state, where will we go to find someone who will make that dish? I can do it. Really? Wow, I never knew that the honorary knight was a person of so many talents. We'll be counting on you then. Come on, Jerry, cheer up. Our garment journey isn't going to end there. So did you manage to get those jade parcels? Here they are. Wow, come on, Jerry, this one's definitely to your taste. Really? Well, I will give it a try. Oh, this aroma, it really is good. It seems that Jerry is being completely entranced by this dish. Well, gets to the end of him wanting to go, but come on, Stat. Thank you, honorary knight. Looks like our journey will continue after all. Maybe I should think of some other way. How are you doing? Me? You must be talking about the recent events here in Liyue Harbor. Well, I have no opinion on the matter, really. That said, the people who have been supplying me with Neon goods and who occasionally buy core lapis from me are very unnerved. Jestem trochę lekko w szoku, że chłop nie jest przejęty tym wszystkim. I told them that there should be no problem here in Liyue, but they say that they'll only be back in a few months and that they'll wait and see how things play out for now. Fortunately, I already brought in several new batches of goods, so I can last for quite a while. I'm also taking the opportunity to stock up on some core lapis. I still need to mend the store here, so could you help me and ask Mr. Bolive if he has any core lapis that I could take off his hand? Got it. Thank you. Czy ten chłop przypadkiem nie sprzedaje tylko kwiatów? Are you sure this is really the time to talk business with me? It's about Ivanovich. Oh, you mean that outlander who does business near the mouth of the arbor? He still wants my core lapis? Sure, I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth. I just so happen to have a batch of core lapis with me. I'd already prepared it for another customer, but they declined for now, saying that Liyue hasn't been safe of late. That fellow wants to buy, then I have to sell. Go tell him that. I will stay here and prepare the goods first. So, what was Mr. Bolai's response? He said that he will prepare the goods. That's great then. He's a businessman I can trust. When my less stout-headed merchant comrades return to Liyue Harbor, it would be time to make a killing. What I'm to do? Good fortune. Oh, I mean hello, is that right? I'm still not very familiar with the local greetings. Liyue really is completely different from Inazuma. You're from Inazuma? Yes, I experienced quite a number of trails in the process of coming here. Mogę sobie tylko wyobrazić. Well, I'd always wanted to see how the world, but the atmosphere in my homeland is, how should I say it, tense, dangerous? Even trying to live in Azuma's borders is fraught with difficulty, never mind attempting to travel the world. A normal person would never even make it past the many attempts that the Kanji Commission conduct. So I made my own raft and sneak over here to Liyue. I originally intended to find work here at the wharf as a sailor, but I have no idea where to even begin looking for the job. Also, something must have happened in Liyue because everything's gotten very tense all of a sudden. I don't think there's any place that would be willing to give me a job than an Australian like me, is there? What are you good at? In my hometown, I would always help out my family store. I definitely say that I'm good at delivering goods, but what I've always wanted to be a sailor. You want me to help me find it? Thank you, that would be lovely. There are such a fine people in Liyue. Yes, I did make some preparation for finding work by asking around. Those people say that if I wanted to find a reliable work, I could go and find. Let me see, I'm sure I wrote it down here. There it is. So I can look for Manager Kwon, Cleric Zhao, and Nervous Anne. But though I wrote it down, I'm not very familiar with the way in which local interact, so I haven't started to ask them. If you're willing to help me out, please help me ask them. Hopefully London might be willing to hire me. Leave it to me. Thank you so much. W sumie i tak jestem już blisko. How am I supposed to write my thesis like this? What should I do? Are you okay? What? Oh, it's you. Do you still remember me? I was that person you find in a treasure hoarder cage down in Liyue Pass. In any case, thank you for saving me. What brings you here? Excuse you? Well, after being rescued by you, I went to look for Soraya at Wangshu Inn. By a stroke of luck, I was able to find her. Soraya is a really good person. Not only did she treat me to a meal, but she also had me reorganize my notes. But she told me afterwards that the topic that I'd chosen has already been the subject of many parodies at the Academia. Unless I were to write an exceptional thesis, there's no way that I will pass. She advised me to change angles. For example, I could write about something related to the elements. But since I don't have a vision and can't use the elements, I have no idea where to begin. So there was nothing for it but to come to the city to try my luck and see if I could find any material here. When you saved me back then, you fought in a very unique manner. Do you have a vision by any chance? No, I don't. Huh? You can fight in that manner without possessing a vision? How can that be? No, never mind. It's a very long story, no doubt. Either way, I have something to ask of you. Could you demonstrate your manner of fighting to me? Perhaps I might discern something that can be used to or refine my thesis. Please help me out. If I don't finish the thesis, it will be dead meat when I return to the academia. Is the academia that scary place? Oh, it's a very, very frightening place. I wake up sobbing every time I dream of it. Mood. I'd rather stay in the treasure hoarder cage than have to do another round of thesis defense. Alright, that's enough about the academia. I recall noticing a group of heroes around these parts. Show me your fighting style using them as your target. Worki treningowe. This doesn't really tally, neither does this one, and this one requested an extension. Do I really have to go and chase them myself before this form will be completed? What's happening? Not much, it's just a whole stack of forms that don't have anyone to take charge of them right now. If I don't slap them down on some tables myself, everyone just asks for extensions. There are so many other things I need to do right now. What with this situation in Liyue and all? How am I supposed to take the time out to rush these people? The Minister of Civil Affairs can't spare any people either, so these forms are just stacking up and turning into an eyesore. Just chasing forms needs any special skills? Special skills? No, not really. I've already written the details of the requests and their deadlines now. I just need someone to get those forms in front of the appropriate people. If the forms arrive and those people still don't want to settle them or ask for a delays and thus cause our work to not be completed on time, they can explain themselves to the Minister of Civil Affairs later. So do you want to help? Or do you know someone who can? I welcome both. I know a friend who can help. That's great, get them to come here and report to me. The quicker these are settled, the better. So, how did they respond? Clerk Zhao has a work for you. That's great! What is it specifically? Chasing forms? I've never heard of such work. Liyue is a completely different place from Inazuma, but it will give my all regards of what work it is. Thank you so much. I will make some preparation films and then I'll report for work. With this, I can finally take a step towards carving out a new life for myself. Powodzenia. Have you finished the cleanup? I found these things. I suppose you can just keep that Mora. It isn't much, so I suppose you can keep it as a compensation for your help. Aha, żebyś ty mi nie zapłacił. Rozumiem. This box, on the other hand, is unknown to me. You might want to pass it on to Baiwen. She's currently attending to some business at coś tam pavilion. Perhaps she might know what it is. How have things gone? Have you finished settling matters? I have. Thank you. Now leave the rest to me. Apart from our work with the Outlanders, the Minister of Civil Affairs is also coming the local populace event as we speak. I do not know how much good we're doing, but I say that in such times we should all do what we can. Prawda, prawda? Take this as thanks for your work. You're also a guest from afar, but your timing was really unfortunate. I can only hope that this will all blow over soon. The paperwork for this producer is incomplete again. Ivanovich is looking to get a new business permit. Ivanovich? Oh yes, I remember him. He's been here a few times. Applying for a new business permit, is he? He must be terribly busy right now then. You're here to help him out, I presume. Have you brought his exit permit with you? I do remember telling him before that his paperwork wasn't complete and that he needed to get it filled in elsewhere. Let me see. Yes, this will do. I will take this document with me then. Hello, how may I help you? I picked this up from the ocean. Allow me to have a look. Yes, this does indeed come from the J Chamber. Anything specific you could tell me? Well, the contents consist of several documents and an announcement that has yet to undergo review. To think that they are still so well preserved, how unexpected. They are somewhat out of date, but still thank you for bringing this to us. Do take this as a token of our appreciation. I to tyle? Ja się spodziewam jakiejś, nie wiem, następnej fali czy coś. Wow, your fighting style really is quite unique. By the way, I've also heard that vision wielders can sense the presence of elements. I believe it's known as elemental sight. Though you don't have a vision, I've seen you manipulate elemental energy, so you should have this ability, right? I happen to have a few slimes nearby, so could you demonstrate the elemental sight? You can use it to find those slimes. From the perspective of someone without a vision like myself, I didn't notice your use of elemental sight at all. I suppose that might be something that only other vision wielders can sense. Still, thanks for demonstrating so many things to me. How I wish I had a vision. Having an electro vision would be the best. Not only would it look cool, but I could defend myself too. Nie wiem, czy Electrovision, znaczy uważam, że jeżeli w kwestii właśnie loru nie, to Electrovision i tak jest lepszy niż na przykład Cryo. No, and Electrovision would probably be least attainable of all. I'm sure you can get one if you work hard. No, it won't happen no matter how hard I work. Wait, don't you know? It seems that nobody has obtained an Electrovision for a whole year now. I've heard that the Academia has been researching this matter for a while now, and they have concluded that with the lack of Electrovisions granted to mortals is the will of an Electro Archon. I've also heard that Inazuma's Electro Archon has proclaimed a Vision Hunt decree, which has aimed to confiscate the majority of all visions from vision layers throughout Inazuma. Those who disobey and withhold their vision will be punished severely. I once traveled to an Inazuma to write thesis regarding this degree, but it really does seem dangerous over there. You'll be fine, you don't have a vision. Czy ja wiem? Hey, don't say that, just think about it. If people with visions are already suffering, don't you think that those who go without one would be worse off? I suppose I should just stay here in Liyue and finish my thesis in peace, then report back to Academia in Sumeru with my findings as soon as possible. If I delay any longer, I won't hear the end of it. Right, I still have to thank you for showing me so many things. Take these as tokens of my appreciation. Nieważne. I will finish my thesis this time for sure. Czyżby Aźdacha? Albo i nie, bo to trochę skręca na bok. Może jednak nie Aźdacha? Problem zażegnany. You're back. What's the situation? Everything seems normal. Normal? So no earthquakes, no monsters? How strange. Still, normality is good news. Thank you for your assistance. Please take this as a token of my gratitude. Right, on to the next task. No matter how much I get done, there's always more to do. Sorry, ale już nie mój problem. Orderly lines, please. Orderly lines. Ivanovich is looking to get a new business permit. Oh, you're here as his representative, I see. May I have your business premises certificates? And what was it again? Right, a business safety certificate. Do you have them both with you? Looks good. I will file the documents away and pass them to Cleric Xiao later. Nawet nie muszę łazić. Hello, anything to submit? Any questions? Ivanovich is looking to get a new business permit. Here is a representative. Alright, his old business permit, please. If you have it, submit it. I will need it if you want a new one. Good, I will take this. Have you submitted the other documents? You will have to make another trip in a few days if you haven't. I have. Good, if everything checks out, the new permit should arrive soon. I will get someone to contact Ivanovich then. Have you submitted all the documents yet? They've been submitted. Phew, that's wonderful. As long as I get a new business permit, I can continue doing business here. Thank you so much for making the trip on my behalf. Here, take this as a compensation, just as we agreed. I really hope that I won't ever have to work through so many procedures again. So tiring. Co ten chłop ode mnie znowu chce? These items are really hard to find. Something the matter over there? Oh, it's you. Well, you must know that the Jade Chamber has finally been rebuilt, right? I never thought that such a huge place could be rebuilt just like that. Baywen came looking for me several days ago, asking me to prepare a few items to help redecorate the Jade Chamber's interior. Look, she even passed me a checklist and all telling me to keep the various items recorded there in mind. I'll be honest with you though, my work at the Minister of Civil Affairs has been getting more hectic by the day. There's just no time to help her. Could you help me make the trip to find these items, traveler? Baywen did look like she was rather anxious for this one to get. Consider it done, thank you. Let me see, They first found a book called Meadow of Gems and some small bamboo ornaments. can ask Jifang about the book. As for the bamboo ornaments, I believe that Master Lu or Phantom Cartridges make them. Oh nie, I will leave it in your hands then. The Rebel Chamber truly is a magnificent sight. Przysięgam, kończę jeden quest i na miejscu tego pojawia się 10 następnych. Hi, would you like to buy anything? We'd like a copy of Meadow of Gems. Meadow of Gems? We don't have it stuck there. Do you need it in a hurry? Well, they're rebuilding the Jade Chamber. Are they really? Well, that would require proper preparation. Yes, let me think. Perhaps you can look for Guizhong's instead. He's extremely well read. Perhaps he might know where a copy of Meadow of Gems might be found. Got it. If my memory serves, Guizhong often lodges at the Wangshu Inn. You can try to look for him there. Is something the matter about the camera? Ah, right. I did go to Feng Cameras Guild to request that they take a picture of me here. How is it? Has the picture been printed already? Let me have a look at it. Oh, this is not bad at all. Thank you for making the trip here. Tak, skoro już tu jestem, a te zdjęcia są proste, to myślę, że chyba najpierw to ogarnę. Oh, what's the matter? About the camera? Camera? Ah, yes, I did go to the Feng Commerce Guild a few days ago. Asked them to come here to take a picture of me. Did you come here specially to deliver my picture? Why, thank you very much. Just where has our master gone wondering of this time, honestly? Oh, my apologies. How might the Feng Commerce Guild be of assistance to your good service? About the camera? Have you managed to deliver the pictures? Done deal? Thank you. I'm sorry for troubling you, but we're barely keeping our heads above the water there. Here. Ah, yes, please take this camera as a thanks for your help. This must be very expensive. Weź jak dają to bierz, jak gryzą to uciekaj. It's no problem, I mean, you did help us, didn't you? It's not an exactly expensive object either, just a sample that our partners in Montuję gave us. There are some differences between it and the official model, but the basic functions are all there. It will definitely be enough for your needs. And if you take a liking to it, you can also help us with some advertising here and there. Regardless, thank you for your help and please take this camera with you. Jak za darmo, to za darmo. A conundrum, most vexing indeed. So, do you know anything about the Meadow of Gems? The Meadow of Gems, you say? Yes, I do recall that book. I once went hither and thither in search of material with which to write a poem about merchants and happened upon this book in the process. I do not fully comprehend the book's contents, but some of its anecdotes proved most inspirational nonetheless. Let me try to recall the name of that poem. Pray give me a moment. Do you remember where I can find the book? Ah, so you wish to locate the book. I must confess that no such place comes to mind. However, if you need it urgently, I could just write you a copy of it myself. From memory? It was hardly a lengthy task. Memorizing it was no tall order. More to that point, the book collector wouldn't let me loan it out. And since poetry is not something that one can rush, I decided I'd simply write out a copy for my continued perusal. The book's contents were not very long either, so I have it more or less memorized now. That's seriously impressive work. It is but a trifling matter, my liege. Still, perhaps you could do me a favor in exchange for the handwriting text. As embarrassing as this is, I have been focused on gathering inspiration here that only now do I realize I've completely forgotten to eat today, suddenly I feel rather ravenous. Could you help me get a serving of triple-layered pièce de consomme? In exchange, I shall write you a copy of Meadow Gems. I believe that I should just about be done by the time you return. This grand plan charts the course that will lead us slowly but surely to Liyue's longevity and the people's prosperity. Ah, you've returned. One moment, I am still penning the last few lines. There, that should do it. Here's your triple-layered consomme. Yeah. Ah, that can't wait though. First, please see if the book is to your satisfaction. I trust that you find my panache to be quite satisfactory. This is seriously impressive work. You praise me excessively, my liege. This book is for you. Don't lose it now. Do you need anything? I'd like to order some small ornaments made of bamboo. Small bamboo ornaments, you say? I could do it, but may I know where this order is coming from? It's from the checklist of Bayrin. An order from Liyue Pavilion, is it? Well then, I suppose I should complete this as quickly as I can then. There's one problem though, the bamboo forest that I frequently gather materials from has suddenly become occupied by a great many boars. For reasons unknown to me. Though it is not much of a problem, I often have to go around them to collect bamboo. If you could chase the boars out, I can go and collect some bamboo now, and we can begin to work right away. Leave it to me. I shall wait for you here then. Once you have chased those boars out, come back and give me a shout. Nie biegniesz żaden we mnie? So, have you chased those boars away? All of them. That will do. I should head over to collect bamboo in a while. Once the ornaments are ready, I shall have them delivered directly to Pavilion. This order is quite large. There's quite a sum to be made there. Spoko, niech on zapłaci za wszystko. I'm here about those items you needed. This is the Meadow of Gems? Where did you get this book? I've searched high and low through Liyue and I couldn't find it even so. Jiang Khan wrote a copy of me. That poet? It seems that his reputation is well-founded. Thank you for your help in preparing these objects. When Master Liu sends those ornaments over, I will also arrange for him to receive appropriate compensation. Thanks for your help once again, and please accept this for your aid. Dobra, w każdym razie gardło mi już siada, a tych questów wcale nie ubywa, więc stwierdziłem, że jednak lepiej będzie to sobie podzielić na 2 odcinki. W każdym razie dziękuję wam bardzo serdecznie za oglądanie, trzymajcie się i do kolejnego odcinka. Cześć!